In this video, I'm going to show you how you can draw the front view of the bracket. We're in Chapter 4. This is Project 4.4. And looking at the sketch that you see in your book, I'd like to point out just a few things. We're going to be drawing the front view in this video. So the width, overall width is 6. The height of this small part here is 0.75. We've got an overall height of 3.25. In trying to locate these circles, we know that it's over 1.95 on the X and up 1.25 on the Y axis. We've got a diameter, and we've also got this angle here that we need to draw. We've got this middle piece that is a 0.6. So those are the dimensions that I'm going to be going by when I try to locate the visible lines in my drawing. Now, here in AutoCAD, I've already got everything set up. I've already made my layers. The visible layer is set current. I made sure already to make my text style use the Arial font. And in this drawing file, we've already turned on the miter box layer, and the miter box layer tells me to begin the lower left corner of the front view here. So I'm going to snap my first corner right there. I'll draw a rectangle, snapping to that point. So the overall width was 6. So 6 along the X. I'm going to press Tab, and then I'll type in 0.75 just to get the height of that lower shelf. There's a couple of ways that I can do this next part. We know that the overall height is 3.25. But minus this 0.75 that I've already made, I'm going to make a rectangle. I'll make it off to the side and then I'll move it into place. So 3.25, I've already got the 0.75. So we'll do a width of 0.6 and a height of 2.5. That's the 3.25 minus 0.75. I'll use the move command, move, select the object, press enter when you're done selecting, and I'll snap to the midpoint of the bottom line and snap it to the midpoint of this line. Now what I can do is use the line command. And what I'd like to do is get this little slope right here. In the drawing sketch, it tells me that it is 1.20 to the left and 0.25 down. It doesn't give me an exact coordinate that I can use. So what I'm going to use is a relative coordinate. So I've already clicked at the start point to begin that line. I'm going to click the @ symbol, type the @ symbol. We're going to go negative along the x-axis, 1.20. So relative to that point that I just clicked, we're going to go to the left, or negative 1.20 on the x-axis, comma. We're going to go down 0.25, so that would be a negative 0.25 on the y-axis. Make sure you type in the @ symbol, negative 1.20, negative 0.25, and now I can just snap right here to this corner. I'm done with the line command. I'll press enter. The next step is to get my circle. So I'll start the circle command. Remember, we want to use center diameter, since circles give us the diameter and not the radius. So center diameter. If you accidentally use the center radius command, be sure to force it to ask you for a diameter. Otherwise your circle will be 2 times too big. So it wants to know where to start this circle. I'm going to do Shift right click from. We used this command in the GeoQuick. So from this point, click here. And then I can use relative coordinate at 1.95 on the X, comma 1.25 on the Y. So it went from this corner over 1.95, up 1.25. Now it wants the diameter, so we'll type 0.625. Looks good. Zoom in a little bit here. The next thing that I'd like to do is go ahead and put in the center mark. So I'll set my center line layer current. Do the dimension pull down, center mark, click on the edge of the circle, and that gives me a center mark. Now here's a fancy little trick. I'm going to use the mirror command. Select this side, press enter when I'm done. It wants the first point of the mirror line, so I'm going to click at the midpoint here. It wants the second point of the mirror line. I'll click at the midpoint down here. It wants to know if I want to erase the original source that I selected. I'll say no. It defaults to no, so you can just press enter. And I just did the other side. I didn't have to redraw the whole thing. Now I do still have the slots from the top view are going to be hidden in this view, but I'll wait to add those until I've got this top view drawn, and then I'll project them down using construction lines. So that's it. We have the visible lines, at least, of the front view complete.